What a fucking pain in the ass. What do you got here?
Whoa, hang on. That's what we're talking about.
Oh, okay. Well, welcome to the podcast.
Just snatched my things away.
I wanted to see what notes you'd written down.
Welcome.
Welcome. Episode 18.
Are we up to 18?
We are up to 18.
18!
Whoa.
18's our favourite number.
Why is 18 your favourite? Oh, it's your birthday.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm glad I realised.
I'm glad you realised that very quickly.
I realised it really quick. I'm actually really impressed with myself.
Well done.
Today, we are going to go through your SIBO. For those that are unaware, we have been speaking about it in the last couple of podcasts. Beck has... Do you want to run it out? What is it?
Sure. It is small intestinal bacteria overgrowth. So I found out, I think I've mentioned in the podcast before, but I found out maybe 3 weeks ago now that I had it. And basically what it means is, I wrote down some notes because I needed to be technical. Your small intestines are only meant to contain a low number of bacteria and other microbiomes, and SIBO is when you have too many of those in your small intestine.
Too many of the unhealthy sort.
Yeah.
Because we are supposed to have trillions of them.
So it turns out up to 85% of people with IBS have SIBO.
Really?
Yeah.
Irritable bowel syndrome. You don't have that.
No.
Fortunately.
Yeah.
Fortunately.
But
Okay.
then, so some of the symptoms, like the main symptoms of SIBO are stomach pain or discomfort, bloating. You can get like bad wind and diarrhea and constipation. But for me, it was pretty much the bloating and the stomach pains.
Yeah. That prompted you to go to the doctors.
Yeah.
Because you went to a GP first.
Well, I got intolerance testing done a while ago for, I had a gluten intolerance test and something else. And then it came back saying nothing. So I decided to go to a naturopath and try something different. And she said, well, let's not do the intolerance test first. Let's do the SIBO testing. And then basically the way that they do the testing is you just do it at home, and they send you a little kit in the mail, and it comes with 10 little vials, and you breathe into... Stop looking at the screen.
I'm just looking back and forth, make sure we're good.
You breathe into like 10 of these little vials, and you have to do a prep diet, which I was miserable for the prep diet, wasn't I?
You were very miserable.
It was awful. So all I could eat for 2 days was plain eggs for breakfast. So I just had scrambled eggs on their own, because at this point I wasn't eating any other type of meat except chicken. Then for lunch and dinner, I could just have plain white rice and plain chicken with salt and pepper on it. And that was it. So it was shit.
It was a real shit time.
It was so awful.
I love you, but it was really shit to be around you.
It was just awful. And
You were so angry all the time.
And then, so I did that for 2 days, and then the day of the test, you have to fast. So I did that in the morning, and the test takes 3 hours. So I think it was like 11:30 by the time I'd finished, and I was so hungry. Luckily, I was working from home that day, so no one had to deal with the wrath of me. But yeah, so essentially like you just breathe into these little tubes like a breathalyzer test, and then send it off on its merry way, and then they analyze it, and you go back in and get the results.
So when you got those results back, they said that you were off the charts. What numbers did you have?
I can't remember. I think it was like the highest one that I recall was 173.
Okay, and with that, what does that mean? Like, what's normal?
I'm not sure what normal is, but she said like if your number jumps up 40 it was either within 20 minutes or within 40 minutes that you have SIBO, essentially. So if you had it, like let's say you didn't have SIBO and you did the test anyway, and your numbers went from 0 to 20 to 30, 40, like they just went up in 10, or they might have just like
Smaller
plateaued,
increments.
then you don't have it, right? Mine went from like 0 to, I don't know, like 45 to 83 to 175.
Yeah. So it's not about how high the number is, it's how quickly it rose in between.
And because it jumped from 83 to 175. That's ridiculous.
In a short time frame.
So within 20 minutes, I think that one was.
So you went and you saw the naturopath. They've given you a diet to follow. What are you now eating?
What am I? What? Nothing. I'm not eating anything.
You're eating no fiber.
Yeah, so pretty much what happens now is I have to do this elimination style diet. It's like a low FODMAP diet where I also have some supplements, which is the worst tasting thing that I have ever had in my life. So I have to shot this tonic 3 times a day before every meal. Then I have to take, I don't know what the powder drink is, but I have to take another drink twice a day, and then these like herbal tablets twice a day as well. Food wise, I can have unlimited meat, poultry, eggs, salad stuff, really, like lettuce, tomato, cucumber, bok choy, carrot, olives, which is a great time. And then I'm like, the restrictions that I am allowed for vegetables is just ridiculous. Like, you can have
1 carrot.
no, carrots unlimited. You can have 1 piece of asparagus. Wow, that's going to fill me up, isn't it?
But if you have that 1 piece of asparagus, you then can't have like 7 other things, right?
Yeah, exactly. I can't. Hang on, I'll pull up the list.
Oh, people aren't going to remember.
No, but just so that, like, you know, I'm not allowed to have broccoli and cauliflower at the same time. I have to pick one. Or, like, I'm not allowed to have pumpkin and broccoli.
At the same time?
Yeah.
You can have one of them, but you can't have both of them at the same time.
Yeah.
And that's due to the way that either one of those feed the bad bacteria in your guts. Is that correct?
I don't know. I think so.
Well, you're how long into this diet are you now? How many weeks? How many days? Are we 2 weeks yet?
No, it'll be 2 weeks tomorrow.
And do you feel any better?
I was saying to you the other day, I think I have like a little bit more energy, but I don't know.
You don't know?
Like I haven't pinpointed like a massive difference.
Yeah. Which is really unfortunate.
It's so annoying.
Very disheartening.
But I decided to start eating other types of meat again, which has really helped. I think the first week was really hard.
We decided?
We decided. No, I decided on my own. Let me tell you, I actually missed bacon.
I don't doubt it. It's fucking delicious.
And now I've had bacon like nearly every day. This morning I ordered bacon and eggs with a side of bacon.
Get all that bacon.
It's so good. However, I do struggle, like I'm still hungry throughout the day.
Yeah, I don't doubt it. You're
all
eating
the
fuck all.
time.
How many calories are you consuming every day?
Less than 1,000.
And that's not because she wants to, it's because she runs out of things to eat.
Yeah.
The amount of food you've been given to eat is ridiculous.
It's really hard unless I decide to have like 2 lunches or like 2 breakfasts. Like right now, this is what my standard day would be. So for breakfast, I would have 2 eggs, 15 spinach leaves, because that's all I'm allowed, with maybe some like bacon in it. Or last week I did smoked salmon and olives, which was a fucking vibe. So that's breakfast. Then I can have 1 black coffee a day, which is sad because normally I would have at least 2.
And not black coffees.
No, almond milk or soy milk. So yeah, that's breakfast, coffee, and then lunch is, what did I have last week? I think I had chicken, green beans, and carrot, like roast carrot. This week I've made turkey mince with zucchini noodles, but I'm only allowed 3/4 of a cup of zucchini noodles.
Yeah, it's so fucking ridiculous.
So it's not very much when you do that.
So restricted.
Yeah. And then for a snack, I will have 20 macadamia nuts, because that's all I'm allowed. And then the other one is 10 almonds. 10 almonds isn't going to fill you up.
10 almonds is fuck all.
Like, that's like
I wouldn't waste my time with 10 almonds.
No.
So when you're on this diet currently.
Yeah.
You've spent almost 2 weeks now eating this really restricted diet. There is a phase 2, right?
So there's a phase 1 semi-restricted, which is
on,
the next one.
Okay, so you're on phase 1 restricted, and then you're going to move on to phase 1 semi-restricted. This is ridiculously deep, by the way.
Yeah.
I never had any idea about gut. Like, I understand gut health, but I've never dived into any individual issues with gut health, because unfortunately, even with my terrible diet, I have managed to maintain a healthy
which pisses me
gut
off.
biome with all my pizza.
It's ridiculous.
That's where you're going wrong. You weren't eating pizza. Anyway, so you're currently restricted. You're going to move on to semi-restricted, but you can't do that until you see old love and have a discussion about progress. Is that
Yeah.
I don't see, if you haven't seen any results, I don't see what she could do or say that would mean you can move on to phase 2.
I don't know. I mean, I haven't really had much pain or discomfort from food. So that's a positive. There was one time.
I do remember you had a bad time, like last weekend or something. I can't remember exactly.
I think it was Tuesday last week when I was at my friend's. But other than that, we've been okay. Like, I haven't had too much pain. Like, I do wake up usually in the morning and have pain on, like, either side of my...
obliques.
Well, what would you even say? I don't... Maybe like my kidneys.
Either side of your abs. But is it on your back?
Well, it's kind of both. I don't know. It's hard to explain. But... And it's not poop pain.
We worked this out. We're familiar.
Just to confirm with everyone, I wish it was, but it's not. Yeah, so I think that's probably the only thing that I've seen a difference in is the fact that I'm not getting pain when I eat. And, like, I do feel bloated because I feel full most of the time, but then that's probably, like, I don't know, I feel full, but I'm starving. It's really bizarre.
That is, I've never heard that description ever.
Like, I think this
you feel full, but you're starving.
This week has been better since I've been introducing different meats. The first week when I was just having chicken, I was hungry all the time.
Yep.
But I've definitely lost weight.
And which is bizarre.
It's great. I am not mad about that.
You don't need to lose any weight. You weigh nothing already.
I don't think it's worth it, to be honest. Like, I'm not focused on that at all, obviously. I'm more concerned with, like, we just need to find out what's going on. And to me, it's unfair. Like, it's unfair that everyone else can eat whatever the fuck they want. Like, when we went to dinner the other night with your friends and you all had this delicious chocolate pudding.
Yeah, Nathaniel cooked up. Oh, well, yeah, the pudding was delicious. That was separate altogether. That was just a store-bought pudding. But Nathaniel made this turkey, and we had cranberry sauce, and there was lamb. And
the turkey was good. I did have that.
You did have some of the turkey, but you had to have it dry because you weren't allowed the cranberry sauce.
Yeah.
So what's the point? Obviously, there is a point.
It actually was really good.
It's still delicious, but yeah, I'd still personally.
The pudding was what got me. Yeah. I was like, it's just not fair. I just want dessert. Like, last night, all I wanted was something sweet. Can I have anything sweet? No.
I sat there with a bowl of ice cream and filled it with M&Ms.
Like, how bloody rude. I have had... How many meltdowns do you think I've had? I think it's been 3.
47? Maybe 3. Yeah, 3 is probably
it's
more.
Been 3 times that I've cried about it in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, 13 days. You've done pretty well. It's about a cry every 3 days.
Yeah. It just gets quite overwhelming. And I'm such a foodie. So I think that's a big part for me.
I'm a foodie.
I am a foodie. Am I not?
You do like food. I wouldn't call you a foodie.
I would say I'm a foodie.
The only reason I don't call you a foodie is because the amount of food you won't eat because of your restrictive diet pre this.
Yeah.
And the fact that you don't go and hunt down. And I'm only saying this to defend the people who I know that are foodies who specifically go somewhere to eat the food there, not, oh, we're going out to dinner that night. I can't wait to pick something off the menu.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, but I know you do love food. You do appreciate good food. Yeah,
I love food.
Yeah.
Like, I'm always like, what are we having for dinner?
Yeah.
And it's like 2 p.m.
Yeah. It'll be 10 a.m. and you'll be asking what we're having for dinner. I
always like to think about what my next meal's going to be.
I don't know why.
And he's the complete opposite.
Yeah, you could ask me at 6 p.m. what I'm having for dinner and I'll decide right there in the next 60 seconds.
I know, it bothers me.
Not even 60 seconds. Give me 7 seconds because it'll take me that long to think of a name of a piece of food.
So no.
Yeah, that's because you want to know at 10 a.m. and I haven't even worked out what lunch is yet.
I made some really good stuff this week though. Like, I'm actually quite proud. I'm proud of those meatballs.
Those meatballs look fucking delicious. I almost want to bring them in here and show the stream.
I just made turkey mince meatballs with
sauce.
Just in like tomato passata sauce. So good.
Because tomato passata sauce is the only sauce you can't eat.
Yes. I've just been adding herbs to everything because I'm allowed that. Also, everyone, look how cute this clip is. Just, by the way,
not off topic at all.
So that's kind of what we've been going through, and by we, I would say we, because Aiden has to deal with me when I'm grumpy about it or when I'm sad about the fact that I can't just eat whatever I want. However, one positive, we had bacon and eggs the other night. I had it for breakfast and dinner.
Not
If
mad
that's
about
not
it.
a vibe, no, I
Yeah.
don't know what it is.
Yeah, I'm not mad about that at
I
all.
think the only thing that could make that better would be if I could have toast.
Yep.
I want toast so bad. Like, I would kill for toast.
It's that bad.
Like pasta or G bread or something. Like, I can't have it for 3 months. That's the other thing with this diet, is it's a 3-month journey.
And it's only 3 months if you make all the dates on time. So next week you were supposed to go and see old love, and now we're not doing that because of your surgery.
Yeah.
So that's going to be pushed back, which means that potentially your long-term diet could be pushed back unless we make a conscious effort to get there earlier, which I don't care because it's not a diet I'm following. It's going to be
I'm looking forward to the next
a phase.
because I can have rice.
Yeah.
So at least that...
And potato.
It's like, no, I can't. Not until phase 2.
Oh my God.
Phase 1, semi-restricted, I can have half a cup of rice.
Okay.
Which is actually quite a lot. So that'll be good.
Yeah.
That'll, like, bulk up things a little bit more.
Yeah. Give the food some... I don't know, what would you call it? Some sustenance, not some sustenance.
Yeah, well, and even just have carbs.
Yeah.
Because I'm not really having any carbs at the moment. Like, my diet is very keto, really. Like,
Actually,
a lot of fat
yeah.
and protein and not much carbs. So,
At all, really. I can't think of anything carby that you've eaten
No.
at all. At all.
I think...
Nothing. There's been meat, and there's been vegetables, and what else? You can't even have fruit,
No.
which has fructose in it.
Yeah,
Fructose?
I'm sad about that.
Fructose.
So I actually found out before, the way that they test it through the breath test is there's excess bacteria leads to the release of hydrogen and methane gases.
I could have told you that.
I didn't know that. It's like, that's cool.
When you fart in a gas detector, it alarms with both of those.
And then, well, when you do it as well, they test you for
Not that I've done that.
they test you for lactose. So I drank like a lactose drink. Basically, like, it wasn't milk, but it was...
It was something with
Something.
lactose in it, yeah.
They test you for that, and then there's one other one, which I can't remember, but I
Wait,
didn't
hang
have
on.
the second one.
With lactose intolerance.
Yeah.
Oh no, okay, sorry. With lactose intolerance, your body produces lactate or something. And I'm
Not
not
sure.
talking about lactate like a nipple lactates. I'm talking lactate might not be the right
It
word, but
creates something, doesn't it?
yeah, your body creates something that breaks down lactose. So when you have a lactose intolerance, it's because your body doesn't break down
But I
the
think
lactose.
a lot of us have intolerances to dairy.
Yeah, because it was never part of our diet for the
Yeah,
longest time.
but
Depending
it's
on
so good.
depending on what part of the world you grew up in and whether or not that culture
Yeah.
had dairy.
That's very true,
Yeah,
actually.
and you can actually determine that. Maybe this is something we should do, because we could probably do it off our account. That 23andMe,
Oh, yeah.
where you find out where your ancestry comes from, and
That's
I-
one thing I can't have.
what do you
Can't
mean?
have dairy
Yeah.
for 3 months.
Yeah, but you didn't eat all that much dairy anyway. Oh, you cheese.
Cheese.
Sorry, yeah.
I love cheese.
But I think if we do that 23andMe and we find out where our families are from, I know you've got a vague idea, but I think you'd be surprised because from what I've heard, every single person that does 23andMe is surprised in some way, shape, or form by the results they get.
Yeah. I mean, it would be interesting to know.
Yeah, and I mean, because of the results, they actually tell you what you're going to be less sensitive to and more sensitive to because of where you grew up. Like, they can actually tell you that. Which I know is not going to help you in the short term while you go through this diet, but long term, if we know to avoid certain foods or that there's certain foods that we can eat more of, I think that'd be extremely helpful.
I'm interested to see what happens after the 3 months. Like, so I can't have dairy, legumes, grains, starch, cereals, all that kind of thing.
For this 3 months,
So then, like, come 3 months' time, when we try it again and I have that bloody bread that I want, what's going to happen?
yeah, you get
Like-
mad stomach pains.
Yeah, I don't know. It'll be interesting. So, keen to see what happens there. But we will, I think for us, well, for me, I definitely wanted to. Oh,
Sorry, I've just realised the podcast title on Twitch is named incorrectly, so keep talking, and I'm just going to quickly change that.
we.
I changed it too.
Did you?
Yeah, I changed it.
I wanted to kind of document how the first couple of weeks have been, and also, I guess, like the whole journey of it, because I'd never heard of it before. Do you want to put SIBO in there or no? The other thing that I've been struggling with is food, like trying to find different recipes online to help me be a little bit more creative with food. And it's so hard. Like there's barely anything there. And some of the ones that I found will say that they're for stage 1 restricted, but then they have ingredients like honey, and you can't have honey.
Yes, that's where I'm suspicious on this whole thing, because
Like it's so strange. But then, like, I want to just have a look at this thing again.
So while you're doing that, like when you go to a doctor and they say you have an inflammation problem, the next doctor, given time, will find that same inflammation problem. If you go to a, I don't know, name any field of science, they find a problem and they will, they find the problem because there is an actual problem. Meanwhile, for whatever reason, all these naturopaths, I'd be very interested to know if you went to a different one, if they'd give you a random different bunch of chemicals.
I don't know. I don't know about the chemicals, but like this, I guess, instruction that I'm going off is from like the SIBO test website. So it's...
And how official is the website? Like, is it just some... what's it actually based off?
What do you mean?
Like, is it one person that's sort of come up with this whole SIBO thing, or is it like an organization?
I think it's an organization, but then it says...
Do you know what I mean? Like, if I just came up with...
It was created by someone. So it was created by Dr. Nirala Jacobi. The protocol of diet combined with specific gut healing and antimicrobial phases was created by Dr. Jacobi. The diet is based on Dr. Alison Sebecker's SIBO-specific food diet, a therapeutic diet combining the low FODMAP and specific carbohydrate diet.
Where's your carbohydrates?
The goal is to help eliminate bacteria. It is important to note that fermentable fibers are an important part of a healthy diet as they feed our microbiome, the community of organisms. The goal of treatment is to eventually reintroduce these fibers again. Okay. So like what it says is the first 4 to 6 weeks is to reduce and repair. So the first phase focuses on reducing fermentable starches and fibers, which is necessary to starve the bacteria of their preferred fuel, so they'll begin to die off. And then...
But does the healthy bacteria also die?
I think it would, but then I'm not sure. Because then it says, repair the damage to the integrity of the intestinal lining as well as repairing proper digestion. Your practitioner may prescribe digestive support, gut healing nutrients, and targeted probiotics to repair the intestinal lining. So that's what those drinks are, yeah. I presume. And so then it says you go into phase 1, and then you go into phase 1 semi-restricted. And here you go. So your practitioner may start you on semi-restricted if you are prone to rapid weight loss or need more energy from starches. Right.
So it can be modified slightly, but...
Yeah, it says restricted phase 1. Everyone starts with it. Some have to stay on it for the entire 6 weeks. How quickly you move depends on how quickly your symptoms improve.
So really your only symptoms were the pain, and for the most part they've subsided.
Yeah, I still get a bit of bloating though. So I think...
But that might also have a lot to do with your lack of fibre.
I'm not sure.
Because...
But then like phase 2
TMI,
says,
but when you don't go to the bathroom...
Yeah, I know.
There's going to be a build-up.
Yeah, it's a sad time. It does say, so in... in phase 2, the aim is to remove any remaining overgrown bacteria and fungi from the small intestines. In this phase, antimicrobials will be prescribed. Right, so I'm probably then going to have another prescription, which is fine. I hope it's not as bad as the one I have at the moment. Even though still a low fiber diet, the protocol becomes a little bit more lenient to allow some bacterial growth so that antimicrobiomes are more successful. And then the restoration of normal motility. of the small intestines is important to prevent relapse. Fuck, I hope I don't get a relapse. That would be a shit time.
Re-going through this whole process all over again.
Yeah, I am excited to have fruit again. However, I can only have half a banana. Half a banana. A quarter of an avocado. That's actually pretty good.
Doesn't even sound worth it.
If I added half a banana into a smoothie, that would be okay. Because I think I'm allowed to then I can have 1 cup of almond milk. So, like, I could definitely do that. You just gotta take it. Take what you can. I'm just sad about the bread, to be honest. Like, just looking at it just makes me sad. Really sad.
Is there anything else you'd like to add?
Don't do it.
Don't get SIBO.
Don't get SIBO.
I don't think anyone gets it intentionally. Did they suggest in any way, shape, or form how someone gets it?
No, I did see. I saw something before that said they don't know what it's actually caused by. One moment.
Awkward silence.
Yeah, sorry.
It's because you pulled the laptop
ASMR.
out. You've been...
Ew, I actually hate that noise so much. No.
It happened because you pulled the laptop out.
What do you mean? Oh, look at this. So when carbs can't break down, they sit inside your gut and cause symptoms such as diarrhea and bloating. If there is a bacterial overgrowth, the small intestine bacteria begin to ferment the carbs too early.
Before they start moving through the... Yeah.
So
large amounts of carbs could be a contributing factor to SIBO kicking off.
We ate a lot of carbs. I mean, you still do. But, like, when you think about it, we would have toast for breakfast, and for lunch, I might have pasta or rice or something, and then I'd have the same thing for dinner.
But you also have
burgers
you've had these symptoms for longer than we've been dating.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. So I think it's just a build-up of a long time.
A high carb diet.
Yeah. But I'm just trying to find. Sorry, I should have done this before. What it's actually. Causes. SIBO is not yet well understood. It can occur when your small bowel has anatomic abnormalities, the pH changes in your small bowel, your immune system isn't working properly, or the muscular activity of the small intestine malfunctions, which means that food and bacteria aren't removed from the organ.
Okay.
She did say it can also be if you took lots of antibiotics, even when you were a child, and then your gut just never replenished from that.
Yep.
So really, like, I could have had it from when I was 5, 6, however old.
Yep.
And I've kind of just learned to deal with it. But then I've had flare-ups now where it's bad enough that I've done something about it.
Yep. Okay.
So we will see. We'll
have to wait and see. Yeah. When's your next checkup?
I think it's like the 7th of July.
Okay. So next week is your surgery. Following week, SIBO checkup. Maybe we'll check in a month when you've gone on to next phase.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
We'll see how next week's podcast goes. I might be vertical.
Yeah, I might.
Hope not.
Maybe I'll play some video games.
Oh, yeah. Or we
Either
can play video games together, depending on how I am.
Yeah, I'd like that. That'd be fun.
For everyone who's listening, I'm going in for a laparoscopy.
Just to end, would you want to mention anything else about that? I wanted to show you something that I thought we could do together.
Mm.
There was a game that I saw. Shit, it's going to bother me now because I'm not going to be able to think of what the fuck it was called. It was a game where we play as a couple. And it's actually like a married couple. And you have to play, so I'd have to play as the guy and you have to play as the girl. And you've got like an end goal to get to. It's
okay.
It's like Play With Us or something. Play with I'll find it. Anyway, we might I might see what I can do with that, because that could be a lot of fun. It's basically a game where the trailer that I watched, the intro trailer, there was a husband and wife, and they were real people, cartoon but real people, and then they I can't remember what happened, but they were like arguing, and they fell into something, and then all of a sudden they were in a video game together, and they looked like little video game characters, but they have to play the game to get to the end of the game to get back. And I think
sounds like Jumanji.
A little bit, and playing the game is what's supposed to fix their marriage. Like, that's the fun of it. They have to work together to get through all the levels.
We can give it a go.
We can give it a go. Yeah, it looked like a fun game. So, anyway, I might give that a go. Is there anything else you want to mention about SIBO? Because there's a lot.
Yeah, there is a lot. That probably was a lot of info for people.
Yeah.
Anyway, if you're having stomach pains, go get it checked out.
Yeah, go to a GP first. GP first, because that's what they're there for. And then they can send you on if they're not sure.
Yeah. From my research just before, it said that some doctors don't actually really understand it.
Gut health?
Yeah.
Yeah. Go see a good GP.
But I also think it depends on whether you want to go down the holistic approach or whether you want to go down the, what's the other one? Like just normal medicine.
Yeah.
Western medicine.
Yeah. The problem with some of those is some of them came about super dodgy. You should... I'm not going to try and go into it right now because we don't have time, but the way chiropractic came about, ridiculous. If you know the history of chiropractic, you won't believe it. You won't believe chiropractic is a legit thing.
Really?
Straight up. Yep. I'll bring it up and we'll talk about it later.
Okay.
But, yeah.
Right. Interesting. Okay, well, thanks for listening to episode 18.
18. Coming up to 20. We need to do something for 20.
That'll be in 2 weeks.
Will you be allowed to have a beverage?
Oh, yeah, that's the other thing, guys. I can't drink for 3 months. Oh, sorry. I can. I'm not allowed to in the first stage, but I'm then only allowed to have
one beverage.
One clear alcohol. I can't have wine for 3 months.
Yeah. So when you have clear alcohol, we'll mix a beverage on 20 and we'll enjoy a beverage together.
I think I will be able to then.
Yep. Excellent.
My one for the week.
You won. Okay.
Boo. All right. Thanks, everyone. Bye.